Hello and welcome to House of Cult. My name is Alessandro, and with me, as always, is Ariel, the owner and founder of the Pretty Cult. Today, we are so incredibly excited to welcome Beau Bokan, the frontman of one of metalcore's most beloved acts, Blessthefall, who are
Well,
officially back and set to release their first studio album in over 7 years, titled Gallows, which
ooh,
drops on September 5th via Rise Records. We obviously have so much to unpack about the new record and so much other stuff, but first of all,
yeah.
I just want to sort of just know how's the day treating you so far?
Oh man, today is has been awesome. I was up at 7 a.m. My daughter had hockey camp, and I actually, for people that didn't know, I do videography on the side, and I shoot music videos and marketing content and pretty much everything under the sun that involves videography. So I film. It's a friend of mine, my buddy Mike, that I met over COVID, became really good friends with, and he runs this hockey camp. And so I film all day. I've been just filming them, getting content for them. A lot of girls, so they want to do like TikTok stuff, and they're like, "We want to do a transition." I'm like, "All right, hold on, let me think about it." Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was super fun. It was a long day, just being up at 7, and I go to bed pretty late. So it was yeah, I'm just like drinking my like third coffee right here. I'm a big cold brew guy. So I
Hell
got that.
yeah.
I got my camera. I actually just am dumping footage as we speak on my laptop. So
That's awesome. And correct me if I'm wrong, are you living in Vancouver? Is that where you're at now? Like up in Canada?
yeah, yeah, we're near Vancouver, about an hour or so in the forest. But yeah, yeah, Canada. I'm a permanent resident.
I
So
love that. I
yeah.
grew up in
Cool.
Seattle and I
Oh,
went to
no.
I went to college up in Bellingham, which is like right on the border of
Oh
Vancouver.
yeah.
And so Vancouver is like my favorite city in the world. I'm so jealous you get to live there. That's incredible.
I know. It's unreal. And it's so close. It's nice being close to the States. Like I drive down for a show. We drove down for My Chemical Romance the other day, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, it was the kickoff of their tour. So we went to T-Mobile Park, which is the baseball stadium. It was like very, yeah, it was really cool to see them in a setting. And last time I saw them, they were playing like, I don't know, like 1,500 people or something like that years ago, like '05, or I can't remember what. I'm probably butchering that, but maybe like 2005-ish, something like that. So seeing them again for the first time in that many years, whatever it is, it's been like 20 years or something, then seeing them in a baseball stadium, I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. It was like an emo night with like, 50,000 people.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
love that.
so but yeah, no, it's going back. Yeah, it's amazing up here. We're very stoked to be up here. The Canadian people are extremely polite, just like everyone says. It's as advertised. They're all very cool.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, Bless the Fall is officially back. First album
Mhm.
in over 7 years. You've slowly have trickled out songs over the past 2 years or so, with Wake the Dead in 2023 and Drag Me Under in
Mm.
2024. But
Mm.
obviously, this really feels like the band is finally fully back and firing on all cylinders again. Would you kind of agree with that sentiment? And, why did now sort of feel like the right time to officially come back with a full-length
Mm.
record?
Yeah, that's a great question. I wish we could say we planned this, had this master plan,
Mhm.
but we really did. We hit a wall with touring and being out on the road so often for so many years, and it wasn't really fun anymore. And rather than like, a lot of people complain about being on tour and this and that, and we're like, you know what, let's just call it. And we didn't know if we were going to get back together or whatever happened, and then COVID took place, and we were like, oh, well, probably a perfect time to take a break. It was like right
Yeah.
before COVID. So then, yeah, we just really didn't know what was going to happen with the band. And then Eric kind of started writing with Hyram, our producer out in Arizona, just for fun, kind of seeing what was happening. It was nothing, like I said, it was like, we didn't say, hey, in 2025, we're going to put a full length album out in 5 years. It's like, no, we just kind of started doing it for fun. And yeah, the hardest part was just honestly getting back into it. And like I remember going to the studio and trying to write melodies, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm so bad at this. Like Like maybe I've lost it all, like it honestly felt like that. And I think it took, months and months of like, I would fly back out to LA a few months later, try to write another song and be like, oh, okay, it's getting a little better. It's getting a little better. And so we just took our time. And it just so happened that, yeah, it just ended up being this long till we had enough songs to where we were like, oh shit, we can put an album out. Like, let's just do it. Yeah. So I think doing the Hollow Bodies 10-year anniversary tour was definitely a test for us to see if we still miss the road and miss the fans. And honestly, that was the main part, was missing the fans. And oh man, I get chills thinking about it. Like that first night was in Santa Ana, and it had been years since we'd been on stage, and my family was there, and I'm there with the whole band and our friends and stuff like that. And going out and just hearing the crowd, it was like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
we made the right choice, like if we'd come back and there was like 200 people there, I'd be like, okay, whatever.
No.
Cool, but you know what I mean? Like it was just so rad. Like that was the first show. That show sold out so fast. Like we should have done maybe 2 nights or whatever else, but it was so validating for us. And I get kind of emotional talking about it because I was like, damn, like we could have just gave all this up, and it's like,
Yeah.
and seeing that the fans react just the way they did was so special. And doing the meet and greets, it just all felt very surreal. I'm like, oh my God, like did people pay you to come here to do this? Like,
Aw.
Yeah.
like, like it felt like, yeah, it was just very validating. And we're like, okay, we're doing we made the right choice. We're doing the right thing. And, yeah. And then just dropping the songs out as we felt fit. We put out Wake the Dead, and then, as it went on, we were like, okay, what's the next song? What's a cool banger? It's kind of like as we were recording them and stoked on them, we went like, okay, yeah, let's put that one out next. And yeah, I can't wait for people to hear the record. It's so cool. It's so cool. Like I love it. I'm a huge fan of it. So I listen
Yeah.
to it all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
And
how
it,
it should be. Yeah.
yeah. Just like, man, it just encompasses the last 5 years, which is pretty crazy. It's not like, or 7 years really, like since the last album. So it's yeah, it's a bit of a time capsule. So it's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Um, yeah, you kind of answered this, but I had kind of a question here, but I'm going to skip part of it. It sounds like it was kind of a natural flow when the band got back together in the same creative space. Did you feel like you kind of had to rebuild that rhythm, or did it just flow like very naturally, like you guys had
Mhm.
just picking up where you left off?
Yeah, you know what? It did take a little bit. I will say that right before we went on stage, I had this moment of like, I was standing there holding my mic and I was like, what the fuck am I about to do? I was like, oh shit. It felt very imposter syndrome at first. I was like, I know people kind of overuse that word, but it really did feel like I was about to, I'm like, I'm acting. Like I got to go act like a singer. Holy shit. What am I going to say? You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to talk to everyone about? Like it felt yeah, I was actually pretty nervous. Like that was the first time where I was like, maybe a couple times I've been nervous in my life. That was one of them. I was like, oh shit, I really hope I don't go out there and like blow it. And like I don't know, I was just everything, all the negative thoughts, and then it kind of started flowing, and then you start talking to the crowd and it feels natural again. You know what I mean? Like um yeah, it's interesting. And then watching like going back to my Chem, watching them play the other night. They do this thing where they do this whole act. They do Black Parade front to back,
Mhm.
and then they come out to this little small stage that's like out more in the middle of the crowd. And it's this tiny little square, and they all squeeze on it, and they all wear regular clothes. They get out of there like, and you just see Gerard go from like this like flamboyant. He's like he's got this role he's playing, and then all of a sudden he's like, hi everyone. It's like
Yeah.
he's like talking about a baseball stadium, and I'm like, what is happening? And I'm like, I can relate because it was the first night of the tour, and you could tell that he hadn't rehearsed anything beyond what they did on stage. So I'm like, oh, I know that feeling. He's feeling
Yeah.
it. He was like, he was hitting like, it was like, oh, so yeah, like here's, and he's like grabbing his wallet. He's just kind of like yeah, there was nothing rehearsed to say at that point. And I was like, oh, I can truly feel his feelings. And he's trying to just talk and be real to the crowd. And it's a baseball stadium. So obviously I don't know what that feels like, but
Yeah,
it it was I have a feeling that like it was very similar to what I felt, where I was like, oh shit, okay, now I'm just talking to people. And I'm like, I just have to figure out what, and like,
Yeah.
you can command the crowd and everything else, but we love to feel real, right? And connect with the crowd. So it took a couple shows to go like, oh yeah, here's now we're riding the bicycle. That's good. We're like in the flow and the rhythm.
absolutely. Yeah, and kind of shifting gears a bit, I really want to touch on Mallcore. You know,
Mhm.
I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. It felt like sort of reuniting with an old friend when I heard this song. And it feels like this kind of fun factor in metalcore music or heavy music in general has sort of been absent in
Mhm.
present times. Was that sort of intentional? Like, do you feel like there's been a lack of like self-awareness or lightheartedness in heavy music lately? Like, you've always had this amazing ability to, write obviously music that's very serious, but not take yourselves too seriously. You can look at the Hey Baby music video from back in the day, anything
Yeah,
like that. You know, that balance really shows up in Mallcore and especially in the video as well,
yeah.
playing on the aging scene guy trope and poking full at the whole like Mallcore, like critical label and stuff like that. Where do you feel like that like playful, self-aware spirit sort of comes from? And has that just always been who you are as a band?
Yeah, I think if you've been around since the beginning, you've known that, like, with we've done tour blogs since I was in the band, since like
Yeah.
2008. We've done, like, tour recaps, and they're always, and like the fans just can just see who we really are, and we're all just like like actual goofballs. Like everyone is just like we have this like contagious laugh, where everyone starts laughing, and it just turns into this. It's like, what's wrong with us? Like these guys belong in a mental hospital. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like bringing that personality back in the Hey Baby music video, like you said, like 40 Days music video, where we're like very lighthearted and stepping away from that classic metalcore video like you would see with like Wake the Dead or Dragmender, like where it's very like it's dark and we're dressed a certain way and like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool for sure, but like we'd like to show our personalities, and I'm like, it really shined through, and it really showed that Eric's the best actor in the band. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Like his facial expressions kill me. Like it was just so funny. And so yeah, we shot it all in one day, all those scenes, which is like Hey Baby was shot over 2 full days, like 7 in the morning till like midnight both days, because it was like insane production. So this was one full day of like started at 7 a.m. at the coffee shop, and we worked our way up. And yeah, it was just like you said, we're just trying to be lighthearted about it, self-aware, and we know that like our genre tends to be maybe pushed down a little bit by the elite metal fans. And so we're like, well, fuck you. We're just gonna like call ourselves Mallcore because that's what you call us anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and they're like, all their fans drop at Hot Topic. We're like, yeah, and so do I. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah. So it was just fun. It was just all fun, and I feel like people have latched on to it, and um yeah, even like poking fun at the what if they're octane core,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. That was
it's like
incredible.
they don't Octane doesn't play us, and we just think it's funny. Like right now, Elliot's been messaging them every day to see if they'll play our song as a joke, and he's like, day 24 of asking Octane to play our song or something.
Yeah.
And so they still haven't replied. So it's we just, like I said, we're leaning into it, and we know kind of where we fit in. We know our fan base is like very appreciative of that, and they like have a blast. We put a bunch of Easter eggs in there, like really like niche stuff. And yeah, they found like we did a contest for it, and people found like all the little Easter eggs that we hid in there. We had a girl that was in the Hey Baby music video at the end of our
Oh,
video.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So it was the girl that like she slaps me in the Hey Baby video. It's like my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Very
Yeah, so
cool.
we had her come back, and she like I'm passed out and she steps over me. I don't know, it's like really cool way to like circle back, I think.
Yeah. That's so cool. I'm just curious, like, what mall was it filmed at? Like, was it here in LA?
So it wasn't at, yeah, it wasn't at an actual mall. The the off topic was Dolls Kill. It was
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The one
It
on
was actually
Fairfax?
yes.
Oh, cool.
And
Right on.
yeah, in fact, I think we're supposed to tag them. I don't know if we tagged them. But they I'll tag them. They were really cool because we actually tried to get a hot topic and they just weren't really playing ball. They were like, "Oh, we have to ask the district manager, blah blah blah." And then Dolls Kill was like, "We'll do it for free, shoot for free." And we're like, "Fuck yeah!" And
Sick.
it looks like a really cool hot topic. Like it looks sick and
Yeah.
um and it was actually worked out way better than a hot topic would have worked out. Um and then the coffee shop was downtown LA. It was closed in the morning, so they let us just kind of rip that. And then there was like the producer's house was like the real estate house that Eric was at.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of the runners let us borrow their car for like Jared driving around. And then the house was just like a an Airbnb rental. The house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I think that pretty much we wanted to shoot an actual mall. We're like, dude, that'd be fucking sick. We should just like shred in a mall somewhere and like we all work jobs in the mall. So I thought that would have been like even better, but it was such a like the budget. We don't have that like Ronnie Radke budget. So it's like we're just gonna fucking like
Yeah.
he spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on his music video. We're like,
Mhm.
how's 18 grand sound? Yeah. So it's but we did what we could and I feel like it came out even better than I imagined it at first. Yeah.
That's yeah, it's awesome. It's so much fun. I think another thing I want to kind of jump off that is even musically, Mallcore is such like you said, like it is something that you knew your fans were going to love. And I think that's something I've always really admired about Bless the Fall is that, even though you are constantly evolving your sound and bringing in new elements, you never lose sight of who you are. There is still that unmistakable, Bless the Fall DNA in every song. Like you haven't strayed incredibly far. You haven't made like the super accessible, like, or
Yeah.
even like the Octane Core,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like kind of
Yeah.
butt rock record or anything like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, how do you sort of balance between progression, but
Mm.
also giving fans what they originally fell in love with in the first place?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's kind of been the that fine line that we ride every time we make an album is like, oh, there's a chance that, we might be able to write some big hit single and it be like in a movie and this and it's like I kind of like when I first started making music, I was like, that would be sick to like have a radio song, and it's like as we go further, we realize that like your longevity is worth more than maybe an overnight success kind of thing. And I'll go back to when we almost signed to Warner Brother Records when I first joined the band, and we had Hey Baby and we had a few demos, and they were like, "We want like six more of Hey Babies," kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, you get one because I'm like, and they were very much like you gotta, and they told Jared, you gotta scream. Can you scream like Chester?
Oh
Can
my God.
you do like a rap? We're like, no, we're not doing any. And so we didn't sign with them. Like I had stars in my eyes. I was like broke as shit. And I was like, yes, let's sign to Warner Brothers. We're gonna be rich and be on the radio. And Eric was like, they'll ruin our band. He's like, they'll bury our band. Like we will not survive. Like that's not who we are. So I'll give him a lot of credit. And yeah, just going forward, we were like, we're just gonna make music that's true to ourselves. I'm gonna have this fan base and we're going to bring them along with us for as many years as possible. And I'm so proud of how far we've come with what we've done and and the fans just sticking around and I feel like we're always going to have that really cool core fan base. So we do it for them. We do it obviously for ourselves. Like I said, I can listen to that album front to back, daily, but I think the fans will also truly enjoy it. So it's yeah, we've gotten pretty lucky. It's not always that way. Some bands give in to what they think the fans like, and they don't really like it, and they feel like they're playing these cheesy songs because that's what's cool. But it's like I think we've gotten really lucky to write music we love and that the fans love as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's so wild that, you guys had that, wherewithal to sort of be like, sure you're getting like this probably this huge advance, offer from something like Warner and not having those dollar signs in your eyes and being like, if we do this
Mhm.
there might not be a future after this. That's really crazy that you guys had that wherewithal at that age. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Switching gears a little bit, dual vocalist aspect of the band, you and your bandmate Jared, have the best clean, unclean vocal dynamics like in metalcore, over the years and especially with this new album. How do you two kind of approach that collaboration? And, how have you kind of maybe the way you guys divide things, has that changed at all? Or is it still very much like a push and pull dynamic that has always worked between the two of you?
Yeah, that's interesting. It's you know, I think especially with this next record, it's a little bit heavier, and so Jared takes a big brunt of it, and I feel like he is kind of underrated in the scene, like because
Hmm.
only because he's not actually holding the mic as the front man, but like he could be the front man of the band and absolutely fucking crush it and be a legend. Like his voice is insane. Like I've heard some people's recorded vocals who are big screamers in our scene. I'm like, Jared crushes that. You know what I mean? It's like it's very
Yeah.
much production that makes them sound that way. And I'm like, Jared's raw
Yeah.
vocal here in the kitchen could scream and just scare the shit out of you, and you're gonna feel it in your chest. And so he's so talented, and we're super lucky to have him. He just so happens to also play bass, which is crazy. Um, but yeah, I think it comes down to like just whatever the song, when we have the instrumental, whatever that balance is, we kind of give each other our parts. And I like to write as much of the screaming patterns as I can, and then have him or the band step in and have some ideas as well. So when I get the demo, I'm like, oh cool, I got these screaming ideas, let me know what you think, and like we'll bounce them off him and bounce the lyrics off him and stuff like that. So yeah, it just comes down to what feels right for the parts, and but trying to, even if it's like not a heavy part, try to scream over something that isn't heavy is kind of cool, or what have you. It's just we get creative with it as much as we can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like I love that you mentioned that about Jared as well too, because I feel like his vocals have always really stood out to me because they don't sound like the typical like metalcore. Like he's not doing these like kind of over the top like guttural screams or these like
Yeah.
really, like very like I guess like the super crazy like pro like, pig squeal kind of shit like that. Like he almost
Yeah.
sounds like he's like from like a hardcore band or something like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he could be in screaming for like Earth Crisis or something like that,
Yeah.
like not like,
That's
it's
funny.
really cool.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
interesting.
On a lyrical level, where kind of did you find that you were pulling inspiration from for Gallows? Was there any reoccurring themes that kind of surfaced while you were writing, or was it more of a like cathartic purge maybe for so many years away?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I think going through being able to take the time off and going through life and relationships, like I had a pretty rough patch, and just bringing that sort of vulnerability into the music, I think fans will really appreciate. And yeah, it's always like, I pull from different places. Like there's a song about my daughter, and there's music about making a comeback, which is what we did, right? Like something like Wake the Dead and stuff like that, where we're like we felt like we were, forgotten about, and now here we are, kind of thing. So kind of a reintroduction, and then pulled some Hollow Bodies type references, and those kind of vibes, off that record. It was kind of a, zombie type vibe record. So we kind of pull some of those like dark undertones from it and stuff like that. So yeah, I kind of just write about whatever I'm inspired by in the moment and what I'm going through in life. And then even what has happened in the past. I think that we all have stories from the past, and it's okay to talk about those and bring those up and use those in your art.
Yeah, I also wanted to kind of ask about, you mentioned working with Hyram Hernandez on like the bulk of the production for this record. That's kind of a name that's been coming up a lot more lately. I was talking to an artist recently named Pink Noise. They worked with
Oh,
Hyram
nice.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
super cool. And I know like Hyram has also like worked on a ton of like Escape the Fate stuff and just really I'm curious, like is this your guys' first time working with Hyram like on a project?
Yeah, this is our first time working with him. We actually um heard about him through our friend Mike, who sings for a band called Figure It Out. And Mike did his song, was recording with Hyram out in Arizona, and he realized, he's like, hey man, like you love metalcore. Like he realized like Hyram like loves metalcore. He's like, you should work with Blessthefall. Like they're my boys, like they're awesome. So he, yeah, we got put in touch with Hiram through Mike. And um yeah, we realized quickly that it was like a match made in heaven. Like he just loves metalcore. He can write a fucking riff. If we need a riff, we're like, hey man, I'm struggling with this. He'd be like, and you're like, oh shit, okay. Like
Yeah.
yeah. And he just gets it. So he did like Howard Jones's new project,
Oh,
Scion,
cool.
and yeah, the As Light Dying record, stuff like that. And he just like, yeah, he nailed it. So always a killer.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, that was awesome to see that. I feel like I said, I've just been hearing his name so much more, like in recent
Mhm.
times. I feel like it was such a perfect match for your guys' new stuff. Absolutely. So
Yeah, yeah, it matched it, it was almost too perfect.
that's awesome.
It was just, yeah, it was just like, yeah, we just got it. We just got it. And he really like, he's on the same page. Like 99.9% of the time.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just played Work DC. That had to be very surreal. Did it feel like stepping, back into a time capsule? Was it like more like a family reunion, seeing old peers, longtime fans all in one place?
Oh yeah, that it's funny. Like I was doing an interview with Tori. She was an old pit reporter. She works for like,
Mm,
Oh, we know Tori
we
very
love
well. Yeah, we
Tori.
love
oh yeah.
Tori.
Yeah.
And sitting down with Tori, I was like, holy shit, we're back. Like, this is crazy. It was the first thing we did was an interview with Tori. And I was like, this is, and then Kevin Lyman rolls up because we're in his tent. Turns out I had no idea. And he rolls up on his bike, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, just everything was just very surreal. I was like, oh, okay, this is like we never left, And I actually said that when I went on stage. I was like we never left.
Yeah.
It felt that way. It was like, oh, we're back. So, yes, very much family reunion, very much like the Warped, having like all the tents out there, like that whole vibe was there. It was just like big. It was so big.
Yeah.
Like I've never played to that many people at a Warped Tour ever, period. So it was like just massive. Like everything is like scaled up. And because there's only three shows, they're all very special and they're huge, right? Everyone's flying in for them, stuff like that. So
Mhm.
yeah, like the main stages are just enormous. And they got the big cool LED walls and no more banners. I think that's the one thing I was like, are we doing
Yeah.
banners? They're like, no, we got LED walls. I'm like, oh, okay. Like be funny if someone on the LED wall had a banner that looked like it was like actually there and like kind of floating around. That'd be kind of funny because
Yeah.
it really looked like, it did. But yeah, even like the trailers, like obviously there's no buses there, but a big part where of Warped Tour was hanging out outside your
Yeah.
bus
hmm
on lawn chairs. And then bands just coming by and you're like, sit down. And they would sit down and have a drink with you and blah, blah. And so at our trailers, they had like little chairs and like little grass area right out front of our trailers. So I was like, it kind of felt, they kind of try to recreate that magic. So we were all having like people were just hanging, walking by, and so I really love the attention that they put into it because it could have been like they could have just called it Warped Tour, slapped the name on it, but they
Mhm.
really like are trying their best to make it feel like it did.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
speaking of those like memories and nostalgia for it, like, do you have a personal favorite Warped memory, either from attending as a kid, in your youth, like seeing one of, some of your favorite bands, or also just playing the festival? Because I'm pretty sure Blessthefall has played Warped like probably several years, probably
Yeah.
back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 12, 13, 15, 17. So four of them. Yeah. And
Yeah.
man, yeah, I always get asked this question. It's so hard to like pinpoint, because there was this moment every day felt like a really cool moment, and you're sharing with, all your peers, and just like getting, anywhere from like we would play NHL, the video game, on our bus, and we
Mhm.
shared a bus with Every Time I Die on the very first
Oh,
Warped Tour.
wow.
Our
Mm.
bus was fucking just because they know everyone, and then we know everyone. So our bus was like always slammed, and everyone was playing NHL, and we're doing these tournaments. And then we made the CPUs play each other, and everyone gambled and bet money, real like tangible money on
Yeah.
it. Like, um, so that was that. Just those moments were really fun. We watched UFC on our bus, and again, like we car was always on there, like Paris, like just like everyone was like. I felt like our bus just was always packed with people, so that was awesome. One of the really coolest memories was um, we were playing this side stage our first year,
Mhm.
and all these, we had heard like that Kevin gets to pick a band every now and then and put them on main stage
Mhm.
randomly, and just to give them a chance. And we woke up one morning, and like our tour manager's like, "Boys, you're on main stage this morning." We're like, "What the fuck?" They're like, "Yeah, you're going on first main stage with Chicago." And I just remember being like, "Oh my God," like just thinking it was the biggest opportunity we'll ever have, as a band.
Yeah.
Like, so we go to play, we're like second on or something, so pretty early. But it's in a amphitheater. The amphitheater fills up really, it looked really good in there. We just crushed it. And then I look over and Kevin's watching us, and I'm like, "Oh my God," like Kevin's watching our whole set. Like, what the fuck is it? And then coming off, and he's like, "That was awesome, guys. That was really impressive." It felt like you made dad happy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
"Hey, thanks, Kevin," and he's like, "Gonna have to do that some more." So then from then on, we kept getting added randomly to main stage. And I just, again, another validating moment in our career was like, we got the opportunity, and we took hold of it and did our best with it. And then, yeah, and then the next year we were on main the whole summer. So that was very cool.
That's
Oh,
beautiful. I
I was
love
like, I
that.
love this memory. I think that's the best one I've heard so far. So wholesome and just
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, there was like another random one out, just if you need some more ammo.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
just thought of it since we were sharing a bus with ETID. We went on first one day in Toronto, and all the main stages, if you come into the venue, are straight ahead. Our stage was like sharp right turn down this weird path, hidden down by the water. And we're like, no one is going to come watch us play. Everyone's going to be running to the main stages. We're going to be playing to nobody. So Jordan from Every Time I Die, guitar player, Jordan
Mhm.
Buckley, legend, him and our merch guy took our merch flags, like our huge flags, and stood by the entrance. And when the gates opened, they were like, "Bless the fall."
Hmm.
And I didn't know they were doing this. So we're behind the stage. We're all getting ready to play just to like 25 people. We're like, whatever, man. Like, we're in this weird dead end corner. And it's like 10 minutes till we go on. And I like look and I see like, there's a big hill because we're down underneath. And I see our flag doing that. Like,
Wow.
I'm like, is that our fucking flag? Like, what's going on? And Jordan's like, "Come on." And he's like waving the flag, and he goes, "I'm the Pied Piper of metalcore." And he's like, and behind him are like hundreds of people following him to the stage. And again, I'm getting chills because I was just like, I'm like, it's like a movie. And like,
Yeah.
and it just fills, and like there's a big hill, and all the hill has people, on the hill. And we just had like one of the best shows that we've ever had, and it just went fucking insane. And we were like, "Dude, you are a legend. Like, we owe you everything." It was just a really cool moment, and it went from something that was going to be really awful to something really great. So
That's
And
amazing.
I love
God.
it. I have such an image in my head right now of just like your merch guy with his flag and just running and people trying to keep up with him.
it was great. It was honestly like I can't even make that up, and like just seeing it was like it was. I was like, what is happening? And you see everyone come in and just fill up the whole area, and then
God.
having like just a banger set. It was very cool.
God. Long live every time I die. That is so
Straight
cool.
up, I know. With
That's
Jordan Buckley, yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm surprised it was Jordan. I would almost expect like Andy to be the one doing that just because he's so
yeah,
like,
yes, yes.
wild and charismatic. And now he's killing it as a wrestler now, which is fucking incredible. Super
Yeah, he
cool.
was, you know what? We got to see a side of Andy no one gets to see. He's like a big, like 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was moments where I'm like, how old are you? Like he's just so like, I don't know. Someone was drinking his lemonade, he got mad and started punching everyone's food. And we're like, "Dude, no one's drinking your lemonade."
It's
Yeah, it
amazing.
was like weird moment. It was like, it was like a reality show on our bus because there were so many fucking people on it. And people were getting tattooed in the back lounge and like, yeah, it was very cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
What a time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and just kind of, sort of wrapping up here. We just got a couple, just a few more quick questions. You're gearing up for the Gallows North American Tour with Miss
Mhm.
May I, Dark Divine, and Colorblind, which we were laughing about before we jumped on. All four of the bands are previous guests on this podcast, which is
Oh,
pretty
sick.
funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
pretty funny that it's just all on one bill. But
Yeah.
it's an all really stacked and diverse lineup. Obviously you have old friends like Miss May I, but then also, some of the newcomer bands like Dark Divine and Colorblind. What are you most excited about for this tour? Does it feel extra special knowing this is like your first true like album cycle tour in over 7 years?
Yeah. Yeah. It is getting kind of like, we to be truthful, we were supposed to tour in May and that fell
Mhm.
through. So we pushed it, but I'm glad we did because the album just wasn't ready. Like the artwork
Yeah.
wasn't, it just had to be perfect. And we were just like, it's not perfect, push the tour. So it was supposed to happen already, but things happen for a reason. So it's happening in September, and we are playing Louder Than Life around it and stuff. So it's going to be really cool to do that. But yeah, just bringing Miss May I back out. Like we toured with them a million years ago, and it was so fun. And they're like brothers to us. And so
Mhm.
when we asked them and they said yes, we're like, this is gonna be fun. Like this is gonna be really cool for fans of metalcore. Metal. It's
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right. It does kind of feel like it should be pretty special, like putting out the first album in 7 years and getting to play a bunch of those songs. Um w- we are gonna put a new song out next Friday with Dan from
Mhm.
here. Um
Oh,
yeah, nobody knows that yet. It's gonna be kind of a surprise. But yeah, yeah, no, just getting to go out and play new songs and share that with everyone and play some deep cuts too, and um hopefully put together a really cool lighting package so that it's just like a really fun experience for the fans as well. And offering really great VIP items and stuff. We're using the pizza box on music video. We're gonna put some vinyl and all the stuff inside one in the pizza box. So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, yeah. We just want to make it special, and we send people home with some memories, and uh and hopefully, yeah, hopefully it goes smoothly. Fingers crossed that everything works out. Where are you guys, by the way?
we're in LA. I was literally pulling
Oh
up
yeah,
the
definitely.
ad mat right now,
Yeah.
trying to see where you're playing.
I know we're playing Orange County again, Observatory.
No, that's great. No, that's
I
It's
know.
a
perfect.
great venue.
Yeah, we love the observatory,
I've seen
honestly.
so many shows of like every genre at that venue.
I know it's a cool spot. I did want to play LA as well, but that just wasn't in the cards. I just thought it would have been cool to play LA and Orange County, but
Mhm.
yeah, I just kind of decided to stick with OC. LA, the only bummer about LA is like parking and
Oh my
like
God, I know.
Oh, tell us.
yeah, paying,
Tell us.
20, 30, $40 to go see a show, and then you're paying that much in parking. And I'm like, and then you want to buy a t-shirt. It's like it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like I wish there was a better setup for it, but yeah, that's the only bummer. I think that was one of the things where we're like, no, let's just do Orange County, go out there, pay $10 to park or whatever it is.
I
Like,
remember the
It's
days when I
it's
was in
actually
college and I
yeah,
went to the observatory and parking was free.
no,
I
because
yeah,
it
remember
was free
that.
last time we went, Ariel.
What?
Yeah, it was free
really.
last time. Yeah.
Was it?
I could not believe it. It blew my
You
mind.
know? I mean,
But
that's a
might
huge,
have just
huge.
been for a different night, but yeah.
Maybe.
That's
Wow.
a
But
huge like if you have that, you gotta flaunt it. Like tell, you know what I mean? I'd be like
Yeah.
the only venue in Southern California with free parking. I'd be like flexing that.
I always feel guilty because like obviously with us working in the music industry, we are very grateful. Typically we can get listed, at most shows in LA,
Yeah.
but we still always find a way to complain. We're like, oh yeah, parking's too expensive and Uber's too expensive. And it's like for instance, like a venue like the Wiltern, like I've just had to have decided like I can't go to a show at the Wiltern because I simply cannot park. Like in Cape
No,
Town, like you're simply not gonna be able to park.
it's
Like,
brutal, man.
I
yeah,
know it's such a pretty venue, but the location is killer. I swear, like
Yeah.
my husband also works in the music industry and he's like every time he has to go to a work show, I'm like, "Where are you going tonight, babe?" He's like, "The fucking Wiltern."
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, or like I went to the Regent a few months ago, or actually I guess it was about a year ago, but I was at the Regent and I went inside to watch one set. I went in for 30 minutes, came back, windows completely smashed. So even when you don't pay for the parking, you're like, okay, I'll do the street parking. It's like it's just always bad. So I
oh,
totally feel like doing it in Orange County is probably like,
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
That
we're
makes
we're definitely gonna come down for
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
our
Yeah.
observatory is always fun. Good, it's
Yeah.
always a good vibe. I feel like I've never seen like every time I go there, it's a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's gonna be great. And even though we're shit talking LA, we love
Yeah, yeah. We we
Oh,
we we live we live in LA. Yeah.
I'm born and raised, so I know
You're like, you know.
That's
I've
right.
yeah.
Just small side note, and is it true? I swear, were you in a band with Martine from Terror and like oh that's so cool. That is so rad.
Yeah,
Like
back in the day, it's so funny. Yeah, he's one of my best friends. He's one of my oldest friends.
that's so
His
cool.
brother and his brother sang for Donnybrook, and obviously his like
Yeah.
I grew up in I went from punk to like I went from gangster rap to punk to hardcore to screamo. Yeah,
Yeah. Because I
it's
remember seeing I every year I used to work for Alternative Press. So I used to always do like the Sound and Fury like recaps every
oh
year.
nice.
And I remember seeing you at a Sound and Fury and I think you
Yeah.
were like with like some of the Terror guys. I'm like that is so wild. And then someone was like, "Yeah, I used to be in a band with Martine." I'm like that's so crazy. Like that's so wild. And
Yeah.
remind me the name of that band. Was
He'll
that
take the
Take the
crown.
Crown? Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Just
Yeah,
wanted to
he
throw that in there.
oh yeah, I had to talk him into it. I mean, he was like he's so funny because we did this road trip the other day. I filmed the music video for my wife and we drove up to Pismo Beach and I was like, yo, you want to come help me with this? And he's like, fuck yeah. Like he didn't even think twice. He was like, yeah, I'll be there. So he road tripped with us and he literally just like helped me hold my camera and like drove this dune buggy and all this stuff. And we were just listening to music all the way up and he put on Yellow Card and he was like, you brainwashed me into liking this band, by the way. I was like, I know. I used to play Yellow Card and Newfound Glory in the car, and Blink, and he was like, turn this off. Like he hated it. And then I just played it so much. Eventually he was like, he'd be like singing, singing Yellow Card at the top of his lungs, which is hilarious. But now he's like, dude, like he played a Newfound Glory
Yeah,
for a little.
exactly. Yeah.
And like he's like, dude, how crazy is it that we used to play Newfound and I hated it and now I like and then I played with him. But yeah, I had to talk him into starting the band. He's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'll sing. He's like, you can't sing. I'm like, I'll figure it out. So I made yeah,
So cool.
come on, man. So he was OG guitar player for our band.
That is
Mhm.
so rad. That is so
Yeah.
So
rad.
sick.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Well, we just a couple more for you. We always ask a fashion or a horror question, and you
Oh,
got the fashion question. Um, what do you have a style or aesthetic that you are personally into, and is there any way that like you express yourself with fashion, maybe as an artist or multiple eras, and maybe it's kind of evolved, throughout your time in the scene?
yeah. I mean, for 2007 till pretty much recently, I've been wearing skinny jeans, and it's like it's
I
been like,
we get
yeah,
shamed for it now. I know. It's
I
crazy.
know it's crazy. So you can't even buy them anywhere. I went to H&M, they don't have them. Hot Topic doesn't even have them. Like you can't,
Really?
dude. I've had the ones I wear are from 2017, 18, because I saw photos of us on stage the other day, and I'm like, those are the same pants I have.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised they've lasted.
Oh, it's crazy. I
Are
need
they the lip service jeans? Like the Hot Topic classics?
No, they're
Yeah.
like, I think they were like some kind of, they were H&M or something at
Okay.
that. Um, no, but like I find that like since things have kind of evolved and changed so much, like you see bands on stage wearing tech wear and like
Mm,
just it's not like one exact style anymore. Like you can kind of wear whatever, like, whatever you feel comfortable in, which is really cool. And bands like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of someone. There's just bands out there that kind of push that fashion, like Bring Me, like always wearing some wild
mm.
like parachute pants and like a crop top or something. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
but it kind of gives everyone else the confidence and freedom to kind of be like, okay, shit, I don't have to just wear like my uniform. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to kind of like when I'm home, I'm like very much like backwards hat, baggy shirt, short shorts, socks, and like runners or Vans or something like that. So that's like my casual like summer, spring fit. Like that's like what I go to. I like have a bunch of different pairs of shorts that I wear and a bunch of shirts that are all kind of like the same cut. And but yeah, on stage, I'm kind of still like the last couple of shows still wearing some skinny. It just feels right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just I don't know. I don't know what it would feel like to not do that. Like it's kind of yeah, it's weird. It's like a comfort zone. But on our tour with Polaris, we all everyone kind of dressed nice. I had like
Mhm.
a suit pants on and like a wife beater with a sport coat, and like it was kind of cool. It was like for us, we'd never done that. We had never kind of like dialed in like, hey, okay, everyone, we're gonna dress nice for this tour. We did it for the drag music video, and we're like, let's just all wear the same thing that we wore for the video. So that was cool. That was fun. I don't know what's gonna happen for the next tour. I don't know. It's just something I've like always think about, and then I ended up
Mhm.
wearing the same thing. So hopefully we can do something fun and
Abs-
step out of our comfort zones.
Oh yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Are you guys
Yeah.
going to tour, by the way? Long Beach?
Ariel will be there. She will actually, her business is one of the sponsors there.
Yeah. Pretty Cult will have a booth. We will be there. Yes, for the
Okay,
Long Beach
cool.
date.
Oh, okay. I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, we will be there.
All right.
I might be there. I
What?
might show up. I know.
I feel like
I'm,
you're gonna have FOMO. You're gonna come.
I've
Oh
just
yeah.
been, I've been
Oh yeah.
very, yeah, I think I probably will come maybe on the Sunday, I think. Uh,
Yeah. Especially with Mike Hem in town, like there's gonna be like it's gonna be like you see like tumbleweeds rolling through. It's gonna be empty. Like everyone's gonna be at Warped Tour and Mike Hem.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Emo just stimulating the economy of Southern California for one weekend. It's incredible. It's amazing.
Yep. Yep.
Just last question. Is there anything else you want to shout out? Just any plans coming up around Gallows that we should be keeping an eye on? Just anything else you want to sort of leave listeners off with?
Yeah, just I think everyone will be very, very pleased and satisfied, and everyone's gonna kind of get that nostalgic feeling listening to us, but with a really cool updated sound. And um, I just hope everyone enjoys it as much as I do, because I love it. It's so fun. It's just a fun record. It's kind of like I said, it's no frills. It's just like what we do best. And yeah, and it actually makes me want to write more music now that like we're done. I'm like, fuck, that I wish I could like keep. It was so fun going out there and writing music and getting back into it. So hopefully this might inspire us to just like keep rocking. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're saying we might not have to wait 7 more years for another Blessthefall album?
I will be 58 years old, so I can possibly do that. Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, hopefully it won't take that long. Yeah. So
Absolutely. Well, Bo, this has been awesome. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us.
of course, yeah. I'm stoked to hopefully see you guys next Sunday.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. See you then.
All right, guys, take care.
Thanks, Bo. See ya.